Greetings. As you practice yoga, you're becoming a spiritual channel. You don't have to focus on being a channel, but be open to it. Just receive the gift of yoga and you'll become a better and better instrument of spirit. Do you like spirit to move and express through you? That's a stupid question because you'll love it when it happens. You'll just love it. Your ego may not like it because it has to get out of the way in order for spirit to come through you. But you'll regard spirit flowing through you as a high honor, an ineffable experience. Too holy, ineffable means too holy to be uttered. You can't possibly put it in words. It's God's grace that Spirit wants to express through you. God will know when you're ready. You don't have to worry about it. You can't force it, but you can prepare the way for Spirit to reveal itself and manifest through you. You can provide the right channel for Spirit, and it will come through you. Yoga practice, of course, is a great way to develop a fine channel, especially as you move through the sheaths, as you develop awareness and harmony, physical body, prana body, mental emotional, then the buddhi, then the bliss, then spirit, and then coming down thoroughly from spirit into bliss, into the witness consciousness, into the mind, the thoughts and the feelings, into the prana, the life force and the senses, into the physical body, going up and down, ascent and descent through the sheaths that we just described, makes you a better and better channel. So thorough ascents and descents, very important in becoming a spiritual channel. Another way is great saints and the avatars have already experienced this, so you could meditate on them. Images of them, artwork on their face, or actual pictures of those who were alive or are alive during photography, or hopefully inspired art. So meditating on a saint or an avatar, Ramakrishna said, avatars are like windows. You look into them, look at them, and look lovingly, and you'll see through them into what God is like, what the infinite spirit is like. So in meditation on forms of God, forms of God's expression, you'll improve your ability to channel spirit. Here are some scriptures also. You could study the scriptures and they'll guide you to become a better channel. So I chose a few. Mundakya Upanishad. Duality ceases to exist when reality or spirit is known. Just seek to know the one spirit which is manifesting all this, and then you will become a better channel. Matthew 6, the famous passage, the lamp of the body is the eye. If therefore your eye is clear or single, your whole body will be full of light. That's true. You focus in your third eye. At first you see soft light. Well, first off, a velvety darkness means your mind is relaxed. That's a good sign, velvety darkness. Then soft colors, then brilliant colors. You're becoming a spiritual channel when this brilliant light comes through. Also from the Kathopanishad, chapter 4, the self-existent God has rendered the senses so defective that they go outward all the time. They're always wondering what's happening out there. And hence we see and experience the external world, not the internal self. Only perchance some wise man, desirous of immortality, turns his eyes in and beholds the inner soul. So here are some ways to become a better spiritual channel. Another way I'm focusing on now is parables. They're about how to understand and work with spirit and become a channel. Let's look at the word parables. It comes from the Latin, a comparison, an analogy. The definition: a short, simple story, usually of an occurrence of a familiar kind, from which a moral or religious lesson may be drawn. You understand a parable, you can become a beautiful experiencer and channeler of spirit. Excuse me. Parables help us find the right channel to attune with spirit and let it express through us. Jesus taught and awakened people with his parables. They're beautiful and so helpful. They convey spiritual truths and the reality of spirit so well. Matthew 13, a great multitude came to the beach. Jesus got into a boat and spoke many things to them in parables. Behold, the sower went out to sow his seeds. Some seeds fell beside the road. Other seeds fell upon the rocky places. And because they had no root, they withered away. Other seeds fell among thorns, and the thorns came up and choked them out. Other seeds fell on good soil and yielded large crops, some 100-fold. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. It has so much to do with what kind of soil you really are. Okay, later that day, the disciples said to Jesus, "Why do you speak to the people in parables?" Jesus said, "I speak to them in parables because while seeing they do not see, while hearing they do not hear, nor do they understand." Parables. Work with parables. You can provide a channel of spiritual attunement by diving deep into the parables and seeking spiritual awareness in the parables. Jesus said so many, you could just take one a day or one a week. Here's a list of several of his parables: the mustard seed, the pearl of great price, the laborers in the vineyard, the marriage feast, the ready and unready lamps, the lost sheep, the parables on prayer, the prodigal son, on and on. Great revealers of God, reality, and the meaning and glory of life. And Sri Ramakrishna frequently spoke and explained spiritual life in amazing and charming parables. Parables which can provide the right channel for spirit to move through you and me. Let's look at a bunch of them. Let them operate in us. Let them provide a perfect channel for spirit to reveal itself and manifest through us. You've heard and read these parables many times, but today please listen as a way of connecting with and being an instrument of spirit. So, just enjoy them. Let them operate. 1. A maidservant. A maidservant performs all her duties in the house of a big man, but mentally she lives in her own house in some village. Mentally, that's where her heart is. She serves her master and her master's children as if they are all her own, but in her heart she knows fully well that none of them belongs to her. 2. I'm tempted to explain this, but I should just let these parables ring in the air, ring in the atmosphere. A tortoise moves about in water, but her mind is fixed on her eggs on the bank where her eggs are lying. In the same way, do all your duties, but keep your mind fixed on the Lord. 3. If you wish to break a jackfruit and enjoy its sweet juice, you first have to rub well your hands with oil. Otherwise, the milk of the fruit will stick to your hands. Similarly, first acquire the oil of God's devotion, and then set your hand to worldly duties. 4. As the mother loves her children, so very affectionately. Mother loves her children, as a chaste wife loves her husband, so very devotionally. And as the worldly-minded man loves his wealth so dearly, those 3, so also when one wishes to attain the Lord's love, one should apply all the above 3 forces of love. To get God's love, love as a mother loves her children, as a chaste wife loves her husband, and a worldly-minded man loves his wealth. Apply all 3 forces of love. A kitten knows only to call its mother uttering mew, mew. It remains satisfied wherever its mother puts it. The mother cat also keeps the kitten at various safe places to save it from dogs and other animals. When the kitten feels hungry and thirsty, it calls its mother by crying mew, mew. The mother cat comes at the right time to quench its thirst. God is the universal mother. When a devotee cries and weeps longingly, uttering the word Ma, Ma, she must appear and take care of her child. You know the cobra story. A cobra was scaring the whole village. It was so ferocious. And a guru comes by and says, you know, these people live in terror of you. You're perhaps even killing some of these people, you know. So stop it. I want you to just stop being a menace to this village. And so the cobra complies. When it's known the cobra won't bite you or kill you, then people stop being afraid of the cobra. They throw rocks at it. They hurt it badly. They hit it with sticks. And the cobra remained true to its promise to the guru, I will not harm these people. But it gets so harmed it's barely alive. A year later, when the holy man comes back through the area and sees the cobra just sores all over and near death. And the cobra, as many chelas say to their guru, I did exactly what you said. I didn't menace them. I didn't hurt them. They found out I would not bite them. And look what they've done to me. And the guru says, oh, you're a fool. I asked you not to bite, but I did not tell you don't hiss to protect yourself, even if you're not biting them. Hiss so they won't hurt you. Rather profound, especially as we get more and more sattvic and full of love. There are some people we need to hiss to, or they will hurt us or rob us. Quite a story, the cobra story. As a chronic patient cannot get rid of his or her disease without the help of a competent physician, so also the case with the person who has been suffering from the chronic disease of worldly bondage. He cannot get relief without the help of a guru who helps him or her to discriminate between the real and the unreal. God alone is real, and the world of 5 elements is unreal. We need to learn the real and the unreal. 8. Darkness is also needed. It reveals the glories of light. In the same way, sufferings, cares, and anxieties of the world also help the seeker on the way to God realization. King Janaka. What a wonderful saint. King Janaka ruled a kingdom while keeping his mind on God at all times. Dancing girls dance with jars on their heads, but they keep their minds fixed on the jars. Just so, here's one of the secrets of life. Do your duties and tasks, but keep your mind centered on the Lord. Potatoes and other vegetables, when cooked, become soft and tender. So also the realized soul becomes tender and compassionate. An empty vessel makes much noise. A bee buzzes as long as it is not sitting on a flower. The vessel becomes silent when filled with water, and the bee becomes silent when it tastes the honey. So also a person becomes silent and speechless when she or he realizes the Supreme Self. (12) God laughs on 2 occasions. First one, when a physician thinks he can cure the patient, forgetting God who does everything from behind the veil. So a physician thinks, I can cure this patient. The second occasion, 2 brothers quarrel over a piece of land or other property. One brother says, this side is mine, that is yours, and they forget the whole universe belongs to God. God laughs. And you know the woodcutter story. I refer you to the Gospel of Ramakrishna. Woodcutter is told by a guru or a saint in the forest, go farther, just these meager livings you're making from selling wood in the city, coming out to the forest, getting wood, going back, go farther. And so the woodcutter finds, as a result of this analogy, as you know, that there is sandalwood to be found by going farther into the forest, then a silver mine, a gold mine, and diamonds. As you go farther and farther and farther on the spiritual path, there are more and more wondrous dimensions. I think we're just about out of analogies. 15. You can reach the roof by stone stairs, wooden stairs, or bamboo stairs. Similarly, God can be realized from all paths. All religions are true. Well, my friend, we've covered many points. The goal is for spirit, for you to become awakened to spirit, and for spirit to move in you and through you, which is one of the great honors of life. May you provide the right channel for spirit to be known and for spirit to express through you. May God bless you and awaken you and manifest spiritual reality through you. Become a wonderful instrument, please.